Greetings all. Is the Golden Throne going to fail? In the grim darkness of the far future, the Imperium of Man clings to survival through barely understood technology and ancient rituals. The Golden Throne, an arcane and monumental artifact, lies at the heart of this precarious existence. It is both the literal and symbolic throne of the Emperor of Mankind, sustaining his life through a fusion of science, sorcery, and psychic might. As the millennia pass and chaos spreads across the galaxy, a pressing question lingers among scholars, warriors, and citizens alike. Is the Golden Throne going to fail? The Golden Throne is not just a ceremonial seat of power. It is a complex life support device and psychic amplifier that performs several critical functions simultaneously. Primarily, it sustains the Emperor's physical form in a dying yet perpetual state. This stasis-like condition prevents the Emperor's soul wounds inflicted in the cataclysmic battle of the Horus Heresy from fully consuming him. The Emperor, grievously wounded and unable to govern in corporeal form, remains the Imperium's spiritual and psychic anchor. His immobile body is fused to the throne, which acts to perpetually regenerate his body and maintain the Astronomicon, a massive psychic beacon essential for interstellar navigation. Without the Astronomicon's light, Imperial ships would be lost in the warp, prey to the chaos and the unknowable dangers lurking within. In this way, the Golden Throne is a linchpin for the survival of humanity's empire. Its failure would not merely be the death of an individual, but the unraveling of the very fabric that holds the intergalactic civilization together. One cannot discuss the Golden Throne without acknowledging the Emperor's soul wounds, a term that refers to the spiritual damage inflicted upon him during the final confrontation with Horus, his traitorous son. Horus, corrupted by chaos, led a massive rebellion known as the Horus Heresy, which threatened to destroy the Imperium at its inception. The battle resulted in the Emperor's devastating injuries, both physical and metaphysical. These wounds are not static, they perpetually bleed spiritual energy, posing a constant threat of disruption to the delicately maintained psychic balance the Golden Throne provides. The Emperor's soul is continuously being healed and paradoxically drained, an eternal struggle to regenerate what was lost while sustaining a beacon for humanity. It is this delicate balance that defines the throne's operation. The threat of chaos, the malevolent force embodying disorder and corruption, exacerbates this instability. Chaos entities drawn by the psychic radiance of the Emperor and the Astronomicon seek to exploit any lapse in his defenses. The very existence of the Golden Throne is a constant war against the forces that seek to overwhelm it, making long-term viability uncertain. At the heart of the Golden Throne's function lies the Astronomicon, the psychic beacon that allows human navigators, adept psychers known as navigators, to plot courses through the warp's turbulent dimension. Without it, the Imperium's fleets would descend into chaos, unable to traverse the galaxy for trade, warfare, or reinforcement. The Astronomicon's power is immense but tirelessly draining. The sheer psychic exertion required to sustain this beacon places immense strain on the Emperor's frail form and mind. Each passing century amplifies this burden, leading many to speculate whether this strain will finally become insurmountable. If the Astronomicon were to falter, the immediate effects would be catastrophic. Imperial supply lines would collapse, isolated worlds would fall to chaos and Xenos threats, and the Emperor's legions, the Adeptus Astartes, would be unable to project force beyond their immediate spheres. The Imperium would fracture into countless disconnected fiefdoms, doomed to infighting and eventual extinction. Various sources hint at subtle signs of strain from within the Golden Throne. Some accounts describe the throne's mechanisms as ancient to the point of near obsolescence, relying on technology and rituals lost to time. The science used to create and maintain it blends with arcane practices that no longer fully make sense, even to those charged with its upkeep. In recent millennia, episodes such as the cataclysmic damages sustained during invasions and wars, as well as the corroding psychic environment around the Imperial Palace, hint that the Golden Throne is increasingly vulnerable. Rumors abound of a failing Astronomicon signal, requiring constant adjustments and boosting by Imperial psychers. Still, the Imperium's custodians remain reticent to admit any significant weakness. The Ecclesiarchy and the Adeptus Terra propagate the belief in the Emperor's divine immortality, maintaining morale through faith and dogma. This ideological facade perhaps masks a practical reality. The Golden Throne may yet fail. If this was to happen, the Imperium would face an epochal crisis. Should the Golden Throne finally collapse, the Emperor's soul would likely dissipate entirely into the warp, severing the astronomical and the psychic defenses it grants to the Imperium. Chaos would find easy access to the material universe, the protective barrier established by the Emperor would crumble. The Imperium, already sprawling and fractious, would face disintegration. Communication across vast distances would halt, Imperial fleets could grow lost or destroyed, and the Adeptus Astartes would be cut off from centralized command. The endless wars that define the 41st millennium would devolve into ceaseless regional conflict. Humanity itself would become fragmented, an easy target for the malign entities lurking in the Immaterium. Moreover, the spiritual and metaphysical stability that the Emperor maintains over humanity might unravel. Without his guiding presence, many fear humanity would succumb in entirety to chaos or existential annihilation. The throne is the final bastion of the Emperor's will, and its failure will herald the twilight of the Imperium. Efforts to maintain the Golden Throne continue unabated. The Adeptus Mechanicus, the techno-religious order responsible for Imperial technology, conduct arcane rituals and maintenance to prolong its life. Yet technology this advanced and esoteric blurs the line between science and superstition, making a true overhaul or replacement nearly impossible. There are whispers among guarded factions of attempts to empower clones or replicas of the Emperor's body or soul, or of secret projects to redistribute the Emperor's psychic power temporarily. But such efforts are fraught with peril and have so far failed to produce breakthroughs. Furthermore, any intervention risks destabilizing the balance maintained for millennia. The throne's precise psychic resonance and the unique nature of the Emperor's soul challenge any attempt at replication. It seems the Golden Throne in its current form may be humanity's final and only hope. The Golden Throne represents the fulcrum of the Imperium's survival. It is the engine driving the Astronomicon, the prison holding the Emperor's shattered soul wounds at bay, and the bulwark against the chaos that would otherwise consume humanity. Although signs indicate the Golden Throne's deterioration, it remains operational through a combination of technology, faith, and unyielding will. Whether it will ultimately fail remains an open question, wrapped in the mythos of the 40K verse. In the end, the dimension of the Golden Throne's fate serves as a stark emblem of the Imperium itself, a vast ancient edifice crumbling under millennia of warfare and entropy, but still refusing to yield. Its potential survival is not merely a plot device or a narrative suspense. It is a profound meditation on survival, sacrifice, and the tenuous nature of human civilization in a cosmos beset by endless war and corruption. As the grim darkness of the future encroaches, so too does the potential twilight of the Golden Throne, and with it the hope and despair of all mankind. This archive has now been fully decoded. Continue your journey into the librarian with the video displayed on screen. The vast wealth of the archives continues to reveal new knowledge of the dark history of the 40K verse. In the grim dark of the far future, there is only war.